Good morning, dear students. This is part 4 of chapter 9, that is heredity and evolution. In this part, we are going to discuss about speciation. Only one topic I'll discuss in this session. Okay, so let me start speciation. See, here again also we'll consider the example of crow and beetles. Now you consider what will happen if the bushes the beetles feed on are spread widely over a mountain range. Okay, so the beetle population becomes very large as a result. But what will happen that individual beetles feed mostly on a few nearby bushes throughout their lifetime. Usually they will not go to the far off bushes. Okay. Why? Because they are very small creature and they will not travel so far. Okay. So in this huge population of beetles, there will be subpopulation in neighborhood also. Since male and female beetles have to meet for reproduction to happen, most reproduction will be within these subpopulations only. Okay, so all those subpopulations that are in neighborhoods, they will reproduce. Now, an occasional adventurous beetle might go from one side to another. That may also happen. Or that may also happen that a beetle is picked up by a crow from one side and it is dropped in the other side without being eaten. So in this case, when these type of beetles they will reproduce, at that time the genes of the migrant beetle entering a new population. Okay, and this kind of gene flow is bound to happen between populations that are partially but not completely separated. If, however, between two such subpopulations a large river comes into existence, then these two populations will also be further isolated, and the level of gene flow between them will decrease even further. Fine. So over generations, genetic drift will accumulate different changes in each subpopulation. Also, natural selection may operate differently in these different geographic locations. Thus, for example, in the territory of one subpopulation, crows are eliminated by eagles. That may happen. Okay. All these are the cases we are considering over here. Anything can happen. Okay, we have to consider all the situations, all the possibilities we are considering for speciation. Now, see, if crows are eliminated by eagles, then what will happen? So, crows will not be there to eat the beetles. Or, on the other hand, that also may be happen that crows number are very high. So, if there are two places or two continents, at one crows are eliminated. So, number of crows are less, they will not eat beetles. So, at that place, number of beetles will be more. But if crows are very high, they will eat more and more beetles. At that place, population of the beetles will be less. Fine. The green variation will not be selected at the first sight. Yes. Why? Because it will be strongly selected at the second one. Together, the process of genetic drift and natural selection will result in these two isolated subpopulations of beetles becoming more and more different from each other. In short, we can say that genetic drift and natural selection will be the result of the coming generation of the beetles in different way. They will not be 100% same to each other. They will be different from each other. Okay. So eventually members of these two groups will be incapable of reproducing with each other and even they happen to meet. There can be number of ways by which this can happen. If the DNA changes are severe enough, such as change in number of chromosomes, then what will happen? Then germ cells of two groups cannot fuse with each other. Okay. Or a new variation emerges in which green females will not mate with red mates. ठीक है? But only with green males. So when reproduction will be there in between greens only, at that time what will happen? At that time there will be a strong natural selection for greenies only. There will not be any red generation, red color beetles will not be there. Now, if such a green female beetle meets a red male and that red male is from another group, then her behavior will ensure that there is no reproduction between them and effectively new species of beetles are being generated. Right? Now, after all these discussion, let me define speciation for you. Speciation is the formation of new and distinct species in the course of evolution. Fine. Speciation involves the splitting of single evolutionary lineage into two or more than two genetically independent lineages. Cause of speciation. It can be driven by evolution. That is, evolution means that is a process that results in the accumulation of many small genetic changes called mutations in the population over a long period of time. Natural selection can result in organisms that are more likely to survive and reproduce and may eventually lead to the speciation. Fine. Now, what are the 5 steps of speciation? The 5 steps are founding mothers and fathers. Obviously, this is the first one. And then separation of population. Then changes in the genes. Then reproductive isolation. And then sharing same island. These are the 5 steps of speciation. Right? Now here are the questions. Let me read the questions one by one to you and then I'll answer all these 3 questions. Question 1 is, what factors could lead to the rise of a new species? The answer is, here are the factors: mutation, genetic drift, natural selection, geographical isolation, generative isolation for prolonged periods, environmental factors on the isolated populations, quantum of genetic variant transmissible from one generation to the following generation. So these are the factors that could lead to the rise of a new species. Okay. Now let me come to the second question. The second question is, will geographical isolation be a major factor in the speciation of self-pollinating plant species? If yes, then why? If not, then why not? See, in the pollination of plant species, geographical isolation is usually not a major factor, as no new trait will become part of this genetic makeup in a self-pollinating plant species, right? The next question is, will geographical isolation be a major factor in the speciation of an organism that reproduces asexually? If yes, then why? And if not, why not? Okay. See, in the case of asexually reproduction organisms, geographical isolation cannot be considered a factor. Why? Because the fact is that meiosis does not occur during asexual modes of reproduction. Okay, so that is why it will not be a major factor in the speciation of those organisms that reproduces asexually. Fine. So in this session, only this much was there. We discussed only one topic, speciation. And thank you, children. Now we'll be meeting in part 5 of this chapter. And in part 5, we'll be discussing evolution and classification and its subtopics. Okay. So thank you, students. We'll be meeting in part 5.